Top of the morning to you.
Welcome to the Fandom Minutes.
Welcome back to the Fandom Minutes. I'm Mike.
And I'm Matt.
And in today's season finale, we're going to be going over cloud gaming.
Oh yeah. I think this looks pretty cool. I actually didn't even know this was a thing until 2 weeks ago. And I feel bad because I call myself a gamer and I didn't even know this was a thing.
So first off, I guess we should start by going over what cloud gaming is. So it's also called gaming on demand, right?
Sounds like something from Blockbuster.
Right. So it's a type of online gaming that runs games on remote servers and then allows you to stream them directly to your devices. You know, your iPhone, your iPad, your Android phone, your tablet, computer, you name it. Just lets you play them remotely from the cloud. There's three prominent types of cloud gaming, which are peer-to-peer gaming, game streaming, and progressive downloading.
Okay, so we've got peer-to-peer gaming. Peer-to-peer gaming is client devices communicate directly back and forth without first reaching an intermediate server. Main difference is that the game is executed on an actual PC and is streamed on a one-to-one basis, so from one computer to your computer. Game is stored and rendered on the remote computer, and the video is streamed directly to the consumer's computer through the internet. Allows for closing latency gap. The remote computer could be located within one internet provider. The network protocol chooses the best fit between remote computer and customer device.
Right, and we're actually going to be going over one of those particular brands that uses peer-to-peer gaming. Next, we have game streaming, and that allows direct and on-demand video streaming of games onto computers, consoles, and mobile devices, similar to Netflix, but for games. The games are stored, executed, and rendered on the remote operator's or game company's server, and the video result is streamed directly to the consumer's computer over the internet. It also allows access to games without the need of a console or high-end gaming computer, making the stats of your computer pretty much just unimportant, as the server is the system that runs the processors and runs the processes that are needed. Controls and button presses are transmitted directly to the server where they are recorded and sends back the game's response to the input controls.
That's interesting. I could see some maybe latency with that, since it has to catalog each button press. Progressive downloading, based on file streaming. Uses thin client which the actual game is running on the user's gaming device. So the game is actually on your device this time with this one. Mm-hmm. It downloads 5% of the game initially so the player can begin playing and downloading the remainder while it's currently downloading. Requires a device that has the hardware to operate the game, stored to the user's device as cache data. So is the game actually ever on the device, or is it just stored as temporary data?
So the way it's supposed to work is it's not exactly supposed to take up the same amount of space that a full game would take up.
Okay.
The game does get downloaded over time, but you're only downloading a portion of it at a time so that you can start playing right away. So it's not like, all right, I'm going to play this game in about 4 hours when it finally downloads.
Right.
The top cloud streaming entities out there are NVIDIA's GeForce Now. We've also got Microsoft's Xbox xCloud, and then we've also got Shadow.tech. You've got, I believe PlayStation has one as well.
Yeah, if they wanted to keep up, they would.
Google Stadia, which is another big one out there. But the two that we're going to go over are NVIDIA's GeForce Now and Xbox's Project xCloud, or xCloud as it's just known now.
Nice.
So Matt, if you want to go ahead and go over NVIDIA, since you're the one that tried that one out.
So I tried out NVIDIA GeForce Now, and it was pretty nice. I was able to play, I believe, Destiny 2 on the Surface Pro. As you'll see in just a little bit in this clip, it was kind of weird. It was the first mission from Destiny 1, but the title sequence was Destiny 2, and then it took me to the tower in Destiny 2.
It's a little strange.
So, but playing wise, it was pretty smooth. I felt a little latency. It felt like I was playing through water almost. Like, I don't know how to describe it besides that. Kind of like if you're drunk playing almost. But it wasn't enough that like if I was trying to get an achievement or this is the only way I could play, not bad. And if I was out in the hotel or something, I really wanted to game, and all I had was my tablet, I think it'd be good.
Right.
So NVIDIA GeForce Now originally debuted in 2013 as NVIDIA Grid. In January 2017, NVIDIA unveiled GeForce Now clients for PC and Mac, available in North America and Europe as a free beta. GeForce Now lets users access a virtual computer where they can install their existing PC games and play them remotely, so they don't have to store up all their stuff on their hard drive. It just streams back and forth to them. The service exited beta and launched to the general public on February 4th, 2020. So just a little bit ago. Epic Games' own Tim Sweeney says it's the most developer-friendly and publisher-friendly of the major streaming services, with zero tax on game revenue. Game companies who want to move the game industry towards a healthier state for everyone should be supporting this kind of service. The current price is only $4.99 per month. And so here's the clip of me playing Destiny 2 or /1 on the Surface. So we're currently installing or trying to stream Destiny 2 using NVIDIA Cloud Service. And so we're trying this out. I don't know how well this is going to work. I've also got to connect my controller to the Microsoft Surface, but theoretically we should be able to play Destiny 2 right here on my tablet. There's Destiny 2. Let's see if the Xbox controller works. It does. Let's turn the audio down a little bit. So let's test this out here, see how well this works. So I'm currently using NVIDIA, so where I'm playing, if I'm not mistaken, I'm playing through another person's computer, right?
You're playing through, the way it works is it runs off of basically a big server room full of top-of-the-line computers with NVIDIA product. The setup is supposed to be nearly flawless as far as your connection and all that goes.
Okay.
I'm scanning for nearby ships. Bringing you in. We can come back with them when you're ready. Let's get you home. We're here. The Traveler. The last city. Welcome home.
I call this gonna be Tower 1. Because this is Destiny 1, dude, I swear. It just said Destiny 2. So I think we might have found a little bit of a glitch. But it loaded me into Tower 2.
Jumper was a Guardian control.
All right, and next I'm going to go over Microsoft's xCloud, as that's the one that I got invited to play the beta with, which was pretty exciting. It literally couldn't have happened at a better time.
Right.
We had just talked about doing this, and we were looking at which services would let us on. So the xCloud officially launched trials in October of 2019. They currently have about 50 games on their server at the time of the video. They're available on most devices, including your Apple phone and all that, as of February 12th, 2020. The current price point is not available at the moment. They're kind of in a beta. They're not really released full term just yet. But from what I've played, it is really good. I noticed very minimal lag or latency. Didn't have any dropped games, nothing. I actually played Halo, which is of course another originally a Bungie entity. So I played Halo 5, which it's always been a good game, but even on the mobile, the graphics were still good. Everything about it, like it. Other than the screen being smaller, it felt like I was on an actual, full-size Xbox console. One thing that I really like, and one thing that really drives me towards both of these actually, is the ability to use your Xbox controller on whatever device you're on, be it your tablet, your phone. And let me tell you, having my Xbox controller hooked up to my LG G7 ThinQ is amazing, and I never in a million years thought that I would ever have that happen. And now what this is going to do is going to load us into the game. It does take a little bit to get loaded in. Keep in mind though, this is a beta, which I'm very lucky to be a part of. But so far, from what I've experienced, hasn't been that bad. I've done a preliminary round earlier, and as we discovered, I was not connected to the Wi-Fi, so I was purely playing off my mobile data, and I didn't start experiencing any problems until I was about 3/4 of the way through the game, at which time my phone started getting messages from Matt, who was sending live updates on the show, and that was when I started experiencing problems. So now we're connected to the Wi-Fi, we're re-going here, and we're going to see if this will do what we want it to do. So you guys can experience firsthand what is going on. I'll let you know if I experience any lag, if I experience any kind of problems whatsoever. So here we are, just loading into the game. It's bringing up the classic Halo 5 loading screen. It's going to connect us to the lobby. Syncing our data for Halo 5. Throw on a cheeky boost and we'll get out of here. Alright, so we found a game. It's going to throw us in to Slayer on Truth. Alright, who's excited for this? I'm excited. I haven't played Halo in quite some time. So I'm just trying to run around a little bit, get the feel for the controls again. It's definitely a whole different beast from what I'm used to playing lately.
Center of attention. We're in the lead.
Oh, he got me. So I got a little bit of latency right there, just a little bit. Nothing too bad. Nothing that can't be passed over. But just like streaming a video, just like streaming a movie on Netflix and all that, you're gonna get problems with a bit of lag, buffering. It's not something that can be avoided 100%. Overall, I give it a solid solid 8 out of 10. And of course, like I said, this is in beta, so it does have the potential to get better. So if you get a chance to try it out, let me know what you think. Or if you have tried it out, let me know what you think. I'd really like to see some feedback and find out what everyone else thinks about it. So we wanted to try out a few other systems, or a few other setups, but unfortunately at the time, when I attempted to get into Shadow Tech, they weren't accepting any new players and would have more available later in this month. So hopefully we can get hands-on with them pretty soon. I've heard really good things about them. They actually give you an entire PC basically on the cloud. You get access to this entire PC over the cloud where you can do anything you want.
Oh wow! So not just the gaming; it's like your actual own PC.
It's literally anything you can imagine.
Wow!
Within the law, obviously. No illegal downloading.
Gosh, guys.
And then of course we had Google Stadia, which is another one that I've heard mixed reviews about, but seems to be doing all right. The reason we couldn't get in with those is because of the fact that they require you to buy the games, and we weren't really looking to shell out a ton of money to
just for this review,
just for the do a review. But I might give them a shot later on. This brings us to our next topic, and which is the downside to cloud-based gaming.
I'm curious to see what some of these downsides are. Right,
and there's not very many of them, surprisingly. Obviously, it comes down to user preference, whatever you prefer. Most people, if they have a chance to play on console or handheld, they're going to choose console. But those aside, the main downsides are the potential for latency. Now, latency is basically any delay in the action. If you push your button and you push the button and then half a second later your character responds, it's not good.
Or even a fourth of a second, you're gonna feel that.
You're gonna notice that. Now, a lot of people have said that they've experienced that with both of these services here. I thankfully did not. And did you? Did you notice that?
That's kind of what I was. It was a very minimal lag, but it was just enough that, like I said, it kind of felt like I was playing drunk. Like I would click the button and then it would go. I click the button and then it would go. But it was like, it was still quick. It wasn't like bad lag, but it was just enough that I could feel it.
Right. So the other big issue is packet loss. Now, basically, you look at this as data traveling across networks.
From point A to point B.
Right. So if it doesn't make it to its final destination, and it's basically just dropped.
It's lost.
What would be a good example of that, you think?
Say you order a package online and it's supposed to come to your house, but the delivery guy kicks it out the door on accident, or it falls off the truck. What about that?
Things like that happen. According to a study that I read, while using Google Stadia, as much as 15.75 gigabytes per hour of bandwidth usage were used when used at the highest settings.
So in this next part, we're going to introduce our very first Wheel of Fandom, and I think you guys are really going to like it.
Now what this is going to do is essentially we're going to spin a wheel that has been comprised of multiple fandoms. Some we like, some we've never experimented with, and some, quite frankly, I'm afraid to see.
Same.
They were submitted by some of our viewers, they were submitted by some of our family, and a couple of them even submitted by ourselves. So basically what we're going to do, we're going to pull this wheel up, we're going to give it a spin, it's going to randomly pick out a fandom for us, and on our Season 2 premiere, we will go over that fandom.
We're going to do all our research, learn the things, and it's going to be awesome. The Wheel of Fandom!
Alright, so what are you looking forward to on there, and what do you wish we don't get?
Let me look. Let me see. What do we got? So I would like to do Doctor Who, because Doctor Who just had an amazing season end, and I think it would be great to have a bunch of like just talk about the seasoning in with the last season because it was crazy. And for what I don't want, I'm gonna have to go with ICP. I'm not crazy about them. Not gonna lie. I know a bunch of people are, and they have their whole weird get together with nakedness. But before we go on, there is one album by them that I did kind of like, and it was it the something Carnival, Magic Carnival or something like that? Dark Carnival. There we go. I kind of like that, but overall their music is very weird, so it'd be weird. Okay.
So since I can't pick that one, my go-to for a good one would be Fortnite or the Arrowverse, because I'm a huge superhero fan, and I don't think I've played a game since Fortnite came out.
Wow.
So no, that's not true. I have played other ones, but I keep going back. I would probably have to say, honestly, Vampire Diaries, and the reason for that is because my sister's a huge fan, and to sit here and have to talk good about it for a while would just kill me. No, but for real though, anything we get, we find.
We'll learn up on it, and we'll discuss it with you guys.
And it might be something we end up liking. Who knows?
Yeah. So here we go.
Right, let's give her a good spin.
Oh God, what's it gonna be? What did it land on?
My Little Pony.
Oh God, My Little Pony.
Oh goodness.
So I'm not gonna lie, I know a little bit about My Little Pony because an ex of mine, I don't know why, but she loved to watch it, and so I had to watch it with her.
Fun story. A friend of ours was telling us that he was having to watch it with his daughter one time.
Oh God, oh God.
Old Matt here
Yep.
blurts out, "Oh, who's your favorite?"
I was brainwashed.
He actually had a favorite.
I did, yes.
So might be a closet fandom for him.
It might be. It wasn't terrible, honestly. Like, the storyline isn't bad. It's very cheesy, but overall there was even a Doctor Who episode with it. That's probably what I'll discuss, is the Doctor Who episode. I'll keep it simple.
All right, well, that concludes season 1. Thank you for joining us on this journey.
Yes, thank you.
We're still trying to get things figured out. We're going to continue to get better. We're going to continue to make things a lot more fun and hopefully a little more interactive with you guys. Thanks for watching, and join us next season.
Woohoo!